Hi, family. Eva Roberson here. Welcome to my video today. And the title of the video today is Internet Dating Etiquette. And yes, it is a thing. So anyway, my channel, I'm Eva Roberson, and my channel is about living life over 50. So anyway, some of the things that we talk about is by the time you get to the age of 50, you are an empty nester. You've got a little bit of time on your hands. Well, sometimes we view it as a curse, but it's really a blessing because it's a very unique space and time where you get an opportunity to focus on you in most cases. But that's what I'm going to talk about today is etiquette in terms of internet dating. Somebody's bugging us, y'all. We're not taking that right now. So I'm going to give you some do's and don'ts. I'll start with a few. Right now, I don't know, the list may go on and on, but I'm going to start with a few things. Number one, never stand anybody up. That is so rude, so disrespectful. It is absolutely cowardly. If you decide after getting to know someone that you do not want to go out with that person, have the courage to just call them and tell them that you have made a decision or changed your mind. You don't want to go out with them, and then tell them why. If it's something, whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter. Have the courage to call that person and let them know. This person deserves better than you standing them up. They have used their time, their resources, their money, their gas. They've gone out and perhaps bought a new outfit to meet with you. And how rude and disrespectful for you to disrespect that person's time and the use of their resources because you're too cowardly to pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, I've made a decision that I don't want to go out with you. I apologize. This is the reason why. So that's what I'm saying. We have to be adult about these things. So the number one thing, never stand anybody up. You wouldn't like it done to you, so don't do it to somebody else. Number two, if you do decide after talking to someone for 2 or 3 days to cease talking to them and decide that, you know what, it's not going to be a good fit for you, don't just ghost these people. Number two is stop ghosting people. This is ridiculous. If you talk to someone, if you get to know them, and you've talked to this person for 2 or 3 days, it is very easy when that chemistry first gets started to really just be on that euphoric high after you're talking to somebody day and night, good morning, text messaging, and you're connected to that person, really talking to that person for 2 or 3 days. It is very easy to get attached to someone after a few days of conversation. Then one day you make a decision that there's something about the person, things just don't fit. It's not going to be a good fit for you. That is absolutely your prerogative to cut off that communication, but do it the right way. Don't ghost the person. Call the person, tell them, hey, listen, thank you for the time that you have invested in getting to know me. However, after the time that we spent together, I've made a decision that this connection is not going to be a good fit for me. And this is the reason why. One guy, he ghosted a lady because she cussed so much in the conversation. So if that's whatever the reason is, if she cusses too much, if the person's too busy, if their schedule doesn't allow time, really the time that you want for a relationship, if the person doesn't keep their promises, if they happen to be a liar, tell these people that. Because this is the deal. Why would you leave somebody in their ignorance? Just ghost the person. Because what you see as a problem, that might not be a problem or anything that even phases this person. And you know what? If you tell them whatever the reason is, they may change it for you. And if it's too late to change it for you, they may change that behavior going forward. So be courageous. Guys, we have to go back to the old school in terms of just telling people the truth. Don't leave me in my ignorance. If you decide you don't want to talk to me anymore, tell me what I did and tell me why. And even though that may not repair the relationship between you and I, it will give me a chance to consider that behavior and change that behavior in the future going forward. So the other thing is number 3. Internet dating or virtual dating, however you want to phrase it, is still dating. You have to consider the other person's feelings. And these people that you are talking to, these are real people with real feelings. And use the golden rule. All of these things are do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Because trust me, you will reap what you sow. Whatever you put out there, it's coming back. If you're ghosting, if you're standing people up, there will be somebody that you really, really, really like and want to get to know. And that person is going to do you the same way you have done other women or men. And so these rules go for both women and men. So I'm not saying this for one or the other. These things go for both people. Sorry about that, you guys. Listen, number 4, have a full body picture. Everybody needs to have a full body picture on their website or their page, their profile page. I don't care if it's male or female. The thing is, people have a right to see the full package. And that's the thing. Sometimes we may be a little bit uncomfortable about our weight, or there may be something about our bodies that we are not particularly proud of or whatever. But nevertheless, that's the number one complaint that I hear about from guys is we have these women with these beautiful faces, makeup, to the T, and they show face shots or shoulder shots, but they don't show the full body. And when they meet the person is 100 or 200 pounds over what they are representing themselves to be. Don't do that. Just be who you are and allow people to love you for you. Those that want you for you, that's who you want. But those who, if they're not interested in somebody at a certain weight, I personally am a BBW, and I make it known that I'm a BBW, because if that is not your flavor, I'm okay with that. But it is not okay to misrepresent what you're offering to somebody. Well, they need to get to know me for their mind. Well, maybe so in the future, but people are visual and they have a right to like what they like and want what they want, and not be lied to or misrepresented because you're not putting a full body picture online. And so the other thing, or the example that I would use, is you're not going to buy a car by just looking at one side of the car, looking at the front of the car, the back of the car. You're going to look at the whole car. You're going to look under the hood. People have a right to have that same courtesy. Have male or female, have a full body picture on your profile page. It's just the right thing to do. This is going to cut down on a lot of things. It's going to cut down on rejection on both parts. It's immensely going to cut down on rejection, because I've seen women that go out, they meet this guy, he sees them, he keeps his composure during the course of the date, but after he walks away, he never contacts them again. They call him because they've had a great rapport, but when he met her, she was not what she represented. And so now her feelings are hurt. Well, that's her fault, because she did not represent herself honestly. And so that's such a huge thing. That's such a huge thing. Gosh, I had one that just came that I was about to share with you guys. Current pictures. Women and men have current pictures. There are times in life when you gain a little bit of weight, you lose a little bit of weight, up and down, up and down. Something may change. You may have a beard. You may not have a beard. You may have had implants or whatever. Whatever the deal is, have a current picture. Stop catfishing these people. If you posting pictures of you when you are 5 years or 10 years younger, don't do that. Your picture should be anywhere from a month to 12 months. No later than 12 months, period. No later than 12 months. Your picture should be at least 12 months current. That is only fair. Don't misrepresent yourself to these people. And because that, again, is going to, it's going to cause you to be rejected. When they see you and you don't look like your pictures, And so they're going to be insulted, and they will probably insult you, and with good reason. So if you are representing yourself as whatever age you are, just tell the truth. The truth is going to keep everything open and honest. Let people make their decisions. You cannot start a friendship or a relationship deceiving somebody. And so if you lie about your age, anything, your size, listen. Another thing that people do in terms of lying or misrepresenting is they will say, well, I'm average size, or I am a few pounds, I need to lose a few pounds. No. So many people lie and say, I'm average. No, I'm 5'10". I'm a plus size girl. I wear 20 plus, size 20 plus. So that's going to put me in a category of being big and tall. And one of my friends asked me, even if you're big and tall, let me just clarify this, because it definitely does not mean that you are height. Being big and tall does not mean that you're not height and weight proportioned. But do not represent yourself as an average size person when you are a little bigger than average, when you're a little fluffier than average. And it's okay to be fluffier than average. God knows that I am, but it's important to represent yourself for the way you really are. If you're average, tell them you're an average size. And if you do need to lose a few pounds, say that. But if you are overweight by more than 30 pounds, just go up to the next weight limit. Don't misrepresent yourself. Represent you for who you are. And see, this is the thing. We've got to get to a point. There's people who will love you just like you are. You ain't got to change nothing. You ain't got to do nothing different except be you. But you could possibly lose a really good connection simply by lying and or misrepresenting who you are, how old you are, what you look like, all these and a plethora of other things. So just tell the truth. Choose the right size and height and let people know who you are for who you are. That's just what that is. Okay, now this is really important. And I'm not sure what number we on. Let's see, we might be on number 5 or 6 by now. But anyway, I'll put that below as I edit this video. People, a person has a right to their preferences. If someone does not want to date you because you're fat or skinny, or they don't want to date outside of their race, or they don't want to date you because you wear wigs, or because you smoke and they don't, or because you drink or you drink often, whatever or even because you have pets and they don't do pets, whatever the reason is that somebody makes a decision that they do not want to date you, that is their preference and their prerogative. Leave these people alone. I see all the time on profiles where people say, and for you women that don't date black men, well, they talk about, well, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And for these guys who don't date women who are a little bit fluffy or don't want to date somebody in a certain weight class, well, you're lost. You're missing out, and you're missing out on it. No. They're not missing out on anything because they have a right to have what they want. And if they don't want someone who's overweight, or if they don't want someone who's too skinny, or if they don't want to deal with you because you smoke or drink, that's their right. Stop coming for these people who make a decision that they don't want to date you for whatever reason. Respect their preferences. You know why? Because you have your preferences. You have your preferences. You may not want to date a guy that's 5'5". You may not want to date a guy that's 6'7". Whatever your preferences are, you have a right to have your preferences and to want what you want, and so do they. So stop coming for these people, leaving them comments, leaving them messages, harassing them. For whatever reason, they decide that they do not want to date you. Leave them alone and go find you somebody who's willing to accept you for the way you are. And if you find that someone is rejecting you over and over and over for the same thing or the same reason, hence, I'm going to use something that's correctable. If women are rejecting you because you smoke, a lot of people don't want to deal with smokers. Start working on stop smoking. Start to try to eliminate that. Start doing the things that's necessary to change that behavior. If men are rejecting you because you're overweight and they're constantly telling you that, whatever, however they put it, because people can be really rude about it and some people can be really nice about it. Nevertheless, if the problem is that they're telling you that you're a little bit over the weight that they want to date, then lose weight. I'm not telling you to change. I'm not telling you to change anything for anybody, because I love me for who I am, and I'm encouraging you to do the same thing. But there is always room for improvement. And so it is not going to hurt you to start losing weight, to get healthier, to get more fit. It is not going to hurt you to stop smoking if you find that it's a problem for the women that you really, or the men that you really want to connect with. So all I'm saying is, don't come for people because they choose to not date you for whatever reason. If that tends to be a problem for you, perhaps there's some room for improvement, some areas of improvement that you may want to make. And so anyway, that's all for today, y'all. I know this is a long video, but internet dating is, there is an etiquette. There is a process. It's just like dating somebody in person, and we need to adhere to some rules. I mean, we just need to be mature and do things in a way that creates a good experience. When I decide that I don't want to talk to somebody, if they send me a message, you have a right to respond to it or not respond to it. If they respond more than one time and they say, well, can we talk or whatever, then if you want to respond, give a kind response and just simply say, thank you so much for your interest, but I kindly decline. I mean, there's a way to do anything. Stop all this madness and let's begin to do things in a mature and correct way that doesn't leave a bad taste in people's mouths. Now, you can't please everybody, but you can do the right thing most of the time. So that's all I have for now. You guys listen, be blessed in the name of Jesus, covered under the blood. I'll see you in the next video, and I really hope that this helps somebody. Do me a huge favor, like this video, share it, subscribe, and hit the notification buttons below so that when I upload a video, you don't miss it. Listen, living life in your 50s is amazing. If you haven't started living yet, stick with me. I'm going to teach you how to do it. Mwah.